G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Not just any casted game, this is a special 2v2. We've got two brothers spawning up on this north side. In the red, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, it's Wham01. And to his north, playing as the Mongols in the color green, we've got Puppy Paw. On the other side of the map, and yes, it is Mediterranean, the beautiful Mediterranean map, down in the south side, playing in the color pink as the Mongols. It's Sword. And his cousin, probably, playing as the Chinese in orange, we've got Undying. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Mediterranean is here, Mediterranean is queer, and Mediterranean doesn't want any more bears. That is where we're at right now in our life. So this is an interesting matchup that we've got right here. So it is obviously ahead of the team tournament. We have got plenty of people playing team games at the moment. You have seen Marine Lord playing team games, Beastie playing team games, Demuslim playing team games, Puppy Paw, Wham, Lucifron, Mr. Vortex. All of the top players right now are playing team games because it is a big team game event that's coming out. But I think that's a good thing, right? Like teams, you know, we've had ranked team games just come out. So there's I think there's a lot of potential for team games. And for me, my favorite part of the game that I originally played, so I originally come from Age of Empires 3, for anybody who doesn't know. And my favorite part of that game was team games, and not just any type of team game. I actually loved random team games. So that was where you'd go into a lobby, it was 6 people in there all chilling out, and instead of assigning a team like team 1 or team 2, you would assign team ? And the game would just throw everybody on random teams, and that was so much fun. I loved doing that. I loved playing that game style. Unfortunately, we don't have that at the moment, but what we do have is this weird gold mine kind of stuck in the forest. So that is a bit interesting. But yeah, we don't unfortunately have that mode, but maybe we get it. Maybe we get it. I know that there's been a little bit of criticism at the moment with regard to the current ranked team game. So, you know, I'd like to hear from you guys. How are you guys finding it? Because from what I've heard is that it's putting randoms up against pre-mates, and that's never a good thing. So if you like 2v2 with a buddy, and you're on Discord together, you're going to be going up against people who are like, you know, just queuing up randomly. Like you got one person from Korea and one person from Japan, and they're playing together up against 2 people that are together in a Discord. So obviously that's not balanced. And by the same token, it can also put you with like someone who's really low ranked on skill, and that can also be difficult because typically if you're teaming up with someone, like you've got a pretty similar rating, so it can be tough. But yeah, I'm curious to know what your experiences are. Have you been teaming up with a buddy? Have you been doing it solo? And if so, how's your success? That is the question I'd like to know the answer to. But we take a look now. Both players on the south side have expanded out onto the water. Right on board with our players in the north and see how they're doing, as we've also got double dock openings coming up on the north side. So everyone opening with a dock at this point so far. Looks like we've just got the very slow trickle of fishing boats coming in. Now, keep in mind that we do have Mongols here. It's a double Mongol opening. And I think for me, this is the big question, right? Like, we're coming here to Mediterranean. Typically, the Rus was always seen as a very strong civ in 1v1 when it comes to this map. But here we've got double Mongols. And why? Now, obviously, when it comes to early game advantages, the Mongols have got a couple. Most importantly, the barracks, which they can rally their units or their spearmen out to the enemy and look to try and get out some early damage on there. But obviously, we already see the second dock coming up here for Sword. So really, like for me, now the question is like, why though? Hopefully, we'll find out the answer now. Is Mongol the overpowered water civ? It could be. Well, riding along with Sword now. Sword is saying, hey, defend this. And you can see that the scout, as well as the Khan, are going to be looking to work down this villager. It's got 16 health on it. There's absolutely no way this villager doesn't survive. He gets back, or she gets back to the pavilion. What are you? He? She? Looks like a man to me. He gets back to the pavilion. He's nice and safe. And he'll be there to live another day, but we do see still plenty of aggression down here. And I'm loving this Chinese pick. You know, I'm a big fan of China. We'll keep this one up, even though it kind of intrudes a fair bit on our screen real estate here. So I'm definitely rooting for Undying at the moment. I love China. Now, another thing that people were mentioning, because I'm streaming live over on Twitch at the moment. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about that because I'll be streaming live on YouTube soon, is that you can actually do pretty decent Mongol trade when it comes to this map. With the Mongols. So what players are looking to do is get that silver tree, put that silver tree in the corner, and get some decent trade going up with this trade post. But that remains to be unseen. Let's have a look and see what landmark we're going to have on the age up here. Actually, we can take a look. It's going to be the silver tree. So we do have silver tree for Sword. Undying going to be going for Imperial Academy as well down here. We'll take a look up towards the north and see what is going to be the plan for Puppy Paw. He's got no food, by the way. I think this is because he's gone for this early barracks. But on the other side, we do have the Arkan Chapel coming in. Pretty decent spot here, right up against the wood line, but no gold. He's got stone down here, a little bit further away for Wham. So still not the best. He can do a deer push if he wants, but you don't really need food. You've got plenty of food out here as it is. So, yeah, not too much of an issue. But I'm curious to see, does Wham also, or does Puppy Paw also go for this this trade opening? Because if his enemy's going for that as well, maybe it's just that trade is very good on a map like this because it's a larger map. It's harder to try and track. You've got Yam Network. It's buffing up the movement speed of your traders. You're having a good little time. Age Up's now coming through though. Puppy Paw still yet to even bother clicking up. Look at this. He can actually age up with the... Look at the villager. Puppy Paw, stop making villagers. Start aging up. Your parents went over this 1,000 times. You're playing with your food right now. There we go. Puppy Paw realizes like, oh, that's right. Never mind. He still needs the gold though. Don't get too excited. Spearman, though, he's decided instead of going for the docks, he's just going to be putting a bit more aggression, and it is going to be trade coming out. So it's a double trade situation that we've got. So maybe Mongol water, it's not so much about the water, it's more about the trade. And I like that. I like that a lot. Well, let's have a look exactly what we've got coming in from Sword. So he's saying, hey, defend, I'm under attack. Or rather, his ally Undying is saying that at the moment. He's saying, hey, I'm under attack. I need a bit of assistance here. Help me out. Help a brother out. So you'd expect an archery range gets thrown down sooner or later. But what is Sword doing right now? I think, oh, they're moving out on the water. So we've got ourselves very early aggression coming out. He's gone with a war junk here. And I do like this play from Puppy Paw, right? Because Puppy Paw is distracting him on land. Now, I will apologize to you guys. I can smell, I think my wife is cooking bacon. And it smells amazing. Oh man, is there anything more amazing than the smell of bacon? Even for you vegetarians and vegans out there, you got to acknowledge when you smell bacon, like it's life changing. It's life changing. Oh, dude, it's. I need to send her a message like, hey, I know I said I wasn't going to eat anything more today, but I kind of want some bacon. All right, well, at this point in time, the demos are having a decent time. I didn't even see this demo coming in. Manages to get a hit on the first of the war junks. He's holding on the front line pretty decently, but the Hulks fall back away from this position. And the aggression is coming out very strong from these southern players. The two brothers on the north side having a bit of a tough time against it. And I think this is largely due to the time it took for Puppy Paw to age up. He needed 10 villagers on that age up, and now moving through. Looking to try and actually get a decent connection here. I think he should actually find it. Big shot coming in on the Hulk. He needs to try and secure the kill. Oh, it's down to 21 health. Barely able to make it out alive, but he does get out alive. Loses a ship, and now healing up with the fishing boat. So it's a very smart move coming out there on the defensive here. But now once again, pushing forward. I'm loving this opening from these south side guys. Pushing forward once again. What have we got going on down the south side? It looks like the Khan just chilling out for the moment. Still no trade yet to come out at this point. Khan once again looking for, I suspect probably looking for the landmarks and finding a decent little opening here. We do see another war junk coming in from the north. Both of these civs on the south can make war junks. More explosive dows coming in, or explosive explosive junks coming in. Oh, that's a really good spot. Never mind. Gets picked off. The fact that he's bringing these in one at a time, I think, is hurting him quite a lot. But still, Wham is holding this 2v1 right now. I mean, sure, Puppy Paw's got a single ship out, but Wham is really, he is the hero that we need. And definitely not the hero that we deserve. All right, let's ride on board on the other side of the map. Let's tune in with Puppy Paw. See how he's doing, whether he's added in some traders. And yes, he has, ladies and gentlemen. It is trading season is upon us. Still aggressive on this backside. Spearman going to be moving in. He's got the extra movement speed back here. Did he go for movement speed? Yeah, he went for movement speed. So still doing a decent job getting in on top of these archers, but obviously Undying on the Chinese. Very, very solid micro here. Look at the micro coming out right now from Undying. Oh, I love the way that he's got this. And look at him manipulating the movement speed of these archers. Still going to be losing one of them, but does manage to pick off all of the spearmen here. Very nice job from him. More spearmen up on this north side. So he's looking for trade once again. But there could always be trade out to this market. It's important, or trade post. It's important to remember that you can trade on both sides. 175 gold coming in. He can always look to move this one. Only 4 traders out at the moment. And it's hard to know, like, how much trading should you be doing versus how many ships should you be making. Because if your enemy is making traders, then it leaves a very awkward taste in your mouth. Awkward taste? Awkward? Yeah, it leaves a weird taste in your mouth. Let's go with that, weird taste. All right, well, we're right on board now with Undying, as well as Sword, down on this south side. And they're starting to really mass up a decent force here. Now, I think the theoretical side of fighting on water at the moment is that you want to open up with a bit of a try-mix comp but eventually you want to move into what we've got Undying doing, which is just full junks. 100% archer ships is the way that you want to eventually move here. And we can see he is falling back. He still doesn't have that critical mass just yet, but the numbers are starting to look good for him. He's picked up +1 armor as well, or +1 range attack. And now we're going to close off these resources so we get a better picture of what's going on now. A little bit of a 2v2 here. 1v1 on this side, 1v1 on that side, as you'd expect in a game like this. And look at the archer ships getting some decent shots off. At the same time, he tries to get a connection, not going to be able to find it. Beautiful micro coming in over from our pink player. And now still more and more archer ships looking to try and trade out pretty effectively here. And all the hulks do go down. Archers also cleaning up over on the eastern front. No walls yet to come up for our Chinese player on the south side. Still just a single TC. Actually going into just a single archery range. Double village back here as well. But no real land presence other than just those archers to clean up the spearmen. They're taking out a lot of their anger on the water at the moment, it seems. Continues to push towards this north side, saying, hey, we've got a good window here. Let's make it work. Imperial official coming out. Wheelbarrow starting to look at more of those upgrades. Undying in a solid spot here. Let's ride on board to the north. Let's see exactly what Puppy Paw's up to. Because he's going to start thinking a bit more about trade. He's still only 4 traders though. Bringing back that extra gold. So looking to put more and more resources. And now we see light junks coming out. So both players, both sides recognizing, hey, we've just got to transition to full archer ships at this point. It's the only way that we're going to be able to hold. And that's exactly what they do. It is archer ship madness that's coming out. So the question now is not going to be as to who can win the water, but rather who can make the best conversion onto land. And we can see already Puppy Paw doing a decent job of just harassing his enemy and being very, very annoying, constantly having spears, constantly having horsemen now, and just looking to apply pressure. As we got some, you guys see that? Rollerblades. We got some rollerblades on the horse. He's going up the mountain with the rollerblades on. But decent pressure coming out so far from both of these sides. +1 ranged attack now coming through. The mass here looking really solid, but he's still making war junks, which is definitely a head scratcher. Transport ship coming out. I wonder if this is intentional, because if it is, this is a smart move. Transport ship is very, very cheap, 100 wood, but it's quite a lot of health on this. So 300 health for the junk, but 600 health for the transport ship, because the Mongols get additional health on their transport ships. So what you can do is you can kind of use them to soak up a lot of damage. But ideally you want to make sure that they're in the front. And you can kind of like bait out your enemy so that they'll just be attacking that if they're not paying attention. At the moment though, calm before the storm. As it looks to come in, will bring off the fog of war. And both sides now really just massing up those full archer ships here. I think the question's going to be who gets up to the 3rd age and looks to get more upgrades in. Hulk's getting some decent shots off though. He's going to need to micro these very carefully. You can see the explosive dows coming up the rear. Continues moving across. And now Puppy Paw from the backside. Looking to try and find a bit of a concave here. But he needs to call on Wham. He says, hey, Wham, we got to fight these guys together. I need your assistance, brother. And indeed he does. Dow's down to the south side. He's going to make a run for it. He gets spotted out. Explodes them. Not a whole lot of luck there. And now Wham also picking up the piracy upgrade. You can see right here. With the piracy upgrade, he's able to get even more value for each ship that he takes down. And still we can see the China and Mongol combination holding on pretty strong in this central position. But still the numbers looking good on the north side as well. It's hard to tell which way it's going to go. Without having those capture age bars at the top, you can hardly tell who's winning and who's losing. But it definitely seems like the north side is going to be coming out victorious here. So where do they go from here? How do they convert this? Because, oh my lord, look at the amount of fishing boats we got out here right now. A huge amount of fishing boats. Let's have a look and see exactly how many swords running. 15 fishing boats. So going to need to try and really hold this defense down. Explosive dows moving forward. Just going to get picked off before they've even got the chance. You can see beautiful micro coming out from the Canadian brothers here. Wham and Puppy Paw showing their prowess. Beautiful dodges though. Decent job by Undying, and he manages to make a connection with 2 of the galleys on the front side. Now the numbers looking good for the south side team. More units looking to try and attack. Let's ride on board. See exactly what Puppy Paw sees here. On the north side, the traders continuing to come on through. Only 4 traders still, so we're not seeing those huge amounts of traders that we would be expecting. Down on the south side, though. Could it just be that he's gone for the silver tree just simply to get that market? Is that it? Doesn't want the Yam network, instead just wants the market. Wants to be able to trade between his resources. Maybe he wants a little bit more gold, sells off some food. Maybe he wants a bit more wood. So perhaps that's the way he's thinking about it. But we do see piracy now coming in for sword, so a little bit more resources for him. Oh, my lord. Oh, that could be terrible damage. And remember that piracy is already in for Puppy Paw, so he's picking up so many resources from that right there. Oh, that was pretty big. That was very, very big. Khan down here working its magic. It's going to lose its life, though. You hate to see it. It's all right. It respawns. Don't worry, children. He'll be back. He'll be back. All right. North side's still looking pretty strong here. It definitely feels like the Holy Roman Empire is starting to fall off. There's not a whole lot of presence that he's got out here. The Mongols still looking strong, though, and I think piracy is kind of the gift that keeps on giving, right? As these two guys fight up against each other, they're just going to be trading out, and you'll watch right now, 25 wood, 25 gold coming in. So nice little rebate there. When you consider the cost of the light junk, like you're getting 50 resources back there. They only cost, what is it, 240 resources? Yeah, 240 resources. So you're getting back a 20% rebate, which is very, very nice. As long as you're able to micro it well. And you can see Puppy Paw doing a decent job here, microing it out. Losing a couple of boats, though. So going to have to fall back. And look at the light junk number right now for China. Or rather, just the junk number. That is a lot of junks pushing forward. Where are the forces right now for Puppy Paw, though? Or rather, Wham. Wham just fiddling his thumbs over here on the west side. Is he going up to the next stage? He could potentially be. Let's ride on board with him and see what he's doing. He's not even going up. He's just making hulks. Did he not get the memo? Puppy Paw discovered this. You just go for... Actually, it wasn't Puppy Paw who discovered it. I think it was Magic who discovered it. And Wham and... Or no, Puppy Paw and Magic were having a discussion, and Magic's like, hey, archer ships are broken. Just make lots of archer ships. And then Puppy Paw did. And then he just made archer ships only. And here we are now, making archer ships only. And that's the position we're in. Ooh, that is a decent-sized raid right there. 2 Mangudai, 2 horsemen, picking up plenty of villages here. 37 villages. Obviously, as they vanish into the fog, we lose the ability to see them all. But archery rangers coming down as well as a barracks. Puppy Paw and Wham looking solid in the early stages of this game. 17 minutes through. I say early. It's early with one of those, like, those air, like, what are they called? Air quotes? Like, yeah, early. 1 billion. Yes, we want to... It's early in the game. All right, well, a decent job by Sword and Undying to stay in the game this long. I mean, coming into this game, I don't know too much about these players, but I do believe that they are Smurfs. I think it might be Lucifron and Vortex, but they have been playing on their main accounts, so that leads me to believe it's probably not. The other thing I was thinking of is it might be like sort of, because I did see that they were playing with Kelazur. So I'm not sure exactly who it is. But that is my suspicion. And I know sort of has done smurfing before, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was him. But the demo ships, oh, they're going to find huge connections right there. Beautiful discovery right there. Wonderful job by those demo ships. And now a little bit of an attempt on the south side to come through. Still no age up yet for either of these teams. And because of that, we're just seeing immense pressure on this water. If you do not commit everything to water, you're going to have such a tough time. I mean, we've seen Puppy Paw do a pretty decent job on the backside, trying to make his way through with units, but I think that's the Khan coming down once again. Khan doing what it always does best, being annoying. Archers coming through. Managing to find a couple of shots here on the villagers, but Prelate going to be able to heal it all up. He survives a little bit longer. And now that pushback going to happen. More light junks coming in. And I think on this map, Mediterranean, I mean, how do you set the difference? Like, where do you go from here? I think that for me is the big question. Like, what's going to set you apart from your enemy? Because we're at the 18-minute mark. It's ping-ponged back and forth between these two teams, and no one's really come out ahead. We've seen Puppy Paw be a little bit aggressive. Let's take a look at the village accounts, actually. So we've got Wham sitting on 46, Undying on 73, 57 for Sword, and Puppy Paw on 70. So pretty even all around. Nothing too crazy. No 100 villagers yet for China, which is typically what you'd expect to see them at this point. So I think not going for a second TC, obviously the right decision. But hold on a minute. Undying finding some good connections here. And hold on, I think... Does Wham lose the water from this? We don't see any emplacements on these docks. So he's just going to fall back for now. But still, this is pretty good. And now the China player, Undying, looking quite solid on the south side. Fishing boats still working their magic. And I do like the fact he's got this wall up. Oh, I don't like the fact that village is idle, though. What are you doing, mate? You got to work yourself out. What are you doing there, buddy? You got to find yourself a new home. More explosive dows coming out for Undying. He's just hovering right now. He's looking to try and find something to take out. Unfortunately, he's going to get taken out himself. Moving around on the backside. Beautiful micro coming in, but unfortunately dodges a little bit too late, or rather a bit early. Can be so difficult going up against those archer ships. And now Wham, he's got the command. Puppy Paw just telling him, hey, we need more archer ships out here. And you can really see just where the meta goes. At this point, neither player really, or neither team looking to aggress on land whatsoever. It's all about water. If you lose water, you lose the game. At least that's what they say. But I feel like behind this, if you're adding in traders, you could have had a different story. And we do see traders being added in now. Up to 9 traders here for Puppy Paw. I feel like it could have been a lot better for him, though. He could be sitting on easily like 30, 40 traders at this point. Because he's got the Uvu, right? Like, he's got just constant double trade to potentially come out. It's only 90 stone for a double trade. Oh, my lord. Make more traders, please, Puppy Paw. But still the archer numbers in the center. I mean, at this point, Undying is definitely carrying quite hard. It feels that way. This is definitely a one position Undying. That is for sure. That's a little Dota 2 reference. I don't know if you guys will get that. Little Dota 2 reference coming in for you. Explosive junk on the back. And I think for the moment, I mean, where does the North team go from here? Right? Because we can see Puppy Paw is thinking about aging up. But even if he ages up, it feels like he's losing access to the water. Does he dare think about getting emplacements on these docks? I guess that's one way, but even then, the emplacement's not going to be the strongest against this many ships. Bit of a counterattack. Mangalai going to be taken out. China on the south side looking strong. Only 2 production facility buildings on land. Look at the wonderful lumber camps. You can tell it's not loose frontal vortex. They would not be replacing those lumber camps as effectively. Back here, though, in the base now of Sword. Villages evacuated. Look how many villages we've got on wood here. We'll switch it over to income per minute. You can see Undying on 1,400 wood a minute. Huge amount of resources coming in. And look at this, a bit of a spearman raid on the north side. It's not something that you see every day. But the numbers feeling a lot better for Undying, for Sword. And the age up's now going to be coming through. I'm assuming he doesn't go for Kurultai here. It's actually, he might go for Kurultai. Does he dare? No, it's going to be Step Redoubt. So he's going into the Step Redoubt despite having 1,800 gold, despite having traders. Now he's got to be so careful. If these spearmen get an eye on these traders, it's going to be a very quick death for them. Spearmen do incredibly well at taking out traders because they are technically cavalry units. You can see a worker and cavalry. Managing to take out more and more workers. Spearmen doing a good job back here. On water, it seems all but over. Puppy Paw and Wham, no real way back into this. Puppy Paw looking solid on the north side. But where does he go from here? He gets the upgrade. So he goes for extra hammocks. Also gets +2 ranged attack. But what else? Interestingly, he didn't go for ranged armor. Why did he not? Wait, does ranged armor not affect? Oh, it doesn't. Ranged armor doesn't affect. It only affects ranged damage blacksmith technologies. Did they go for ranged armor? No, they didn't. Okay. Interesting. They've changed that. I didn't actually realize that it doesn't affect. Yeah, he's got +1 ranged armor. But it doesn't affect the archer ships anymore. Interesting. He's also got the we can see the emplacements firing now as well from these docks. Look at the range on those. That's insane, the amount of range. And he does manage to chase away his enemy here. But at the same time, we see he's discovered some fishing boats, looking to pick up that piracy bonus. Explosive Dow's going to be coming in, managing to clean up 2 of the boats, 3 of the boats, and all of it gets cleaned up. And now with that, I mean, Undying and Sword have got a huge advantage here with regard to the water. It definitely feels like there's no way back into the water for Puppy Paw and Wham, but the question is going to be whether they can transition the advantage that they had on water for so long into a potential victory here. Wolf going to be under attack, and it looks like Puppy Paw going to be walled out here. Wham going to be walling out Puppy Paw. Normally it's Wham that's trading, but Puppy Paw going to be the one that's doing it this game. And Wall's coming up over on the east side. So China starting to look a little bit stronger here as well. And we start to see the age 3s coming through. Relics getting picked up. It's going to be the Regnitz Cathedral. Going the way of Wham. And now that you've secured your water advantage... Oh, you hate to see it. Relic goes down. So now that you've secured the water advantage, how do you leverage this into a water victory? I think you can probably start trading. So if we right on board with who have we got down here? We got Undying down here. So we don't actually see him going for any trade at this point, but he could make a whole bunch of trade ships if he wanted. He could make 11 trade ships right now. And then you just rally them all over towards this coastal trade post and try and find the furthest away dock. So I think that's probably going to be this one here. So you'd have to set that as your home dock. But I think that's probably going to be the best way that he can leverage that. But I guess by the same token, what your enemy can do is then just put like outposts down or a keep down here and stop that. But we've got Age Up now coming through from Undying. He's gone for the second TC. Keep in mind, he's also... I don't think we've got a Barbican out of him. So he's not in Song Dynasty. Yeah, no Song Dynasty just yet. Which is awkward. Because Song Dynasty would be really good if it was going for 25 minutes. But I guess he just didn't have the resources. He was just pumping them out into military units. And look how far we've got docks up here from Undying. Literally next to the docks of Wham. No emergency repairs. Going to be coming through. And I think that indicates, you know, exactly how much Wham cares about water at this point. No emergency repairs. He doesn't care about it. Magadai numbers looking pretty healthy for Puppy Paw. And finally, that Song Dynasty going to be coming through that we talked about. He's going to be going for a forward Barbican. Second town center, so that's going to give him an effective third town center with this Song Dynasty. So getting great efficiency there. And once again, cleaned up. Nice little raid attempt coming through. Everyone in the third age now. And so now that you've lost the water, where do we go from here? Because we've all fought so hard over this water. Silver Tree moved into the corner. It's right on board with Sword and see how he's doing. Whether he drops some markets down here. I'd love to see 1, 2, 3, 4 markets drop down. I guess you do from the Silver Tree. Ideally, you want to be making your traders from the Silver Tree because they are cheaper. So, yeah, it can be tough. I think I would have loved to have seen him have the Uvu back here with the Silver Tree pumping out traders non-stop, but you can't have it all, can you, Drongo? All right, well, Pastures working their magic, and I feel like at this point we should probably double-check what the villager counts are for these players. So Sword on 112, our Mongol player over in the east. Compare that to Undying down in the south side, who's on 125. And then in the north, we've got Puppy Paw on 93 and 81 for Wham. So definitely far behind on the economies. But we do have Age 4 coming through for Wham now, and that's exactly what he needs. He's going to be going up with the Palace of Swabia and pumping out plenty of villagers here. He's got that villager printer working overtime. So the equivalent of 5 town centers now for Wham. He's got plenty of food in the bank as well, but how much longer is he going to be able to hold on? Because they're going to be able to convert this large lead into a pretty substantial advantage on water. We're still yet to see any trade come out at this point, but a lot of fishing boats are out here. Let's see if we can count the fishing boats for Undying. 27, 28 fishing boats for him. Compare that as well to Sword, who's sitting on 26 fishing boats. Yeah, 26 fishing boats for Sword. Actually, 36 fishing boats for Sword. It is a huge difference. He's also looked to pick up the first level of tech. Khan. Never mind. He's got a front line. And beautiful assistance right there from the water vessels, as opposed to the vessels that are on land. So the warship's doing a pretty decent job of covering there, but unfortunately all the units are going to go down. Bit of an attack over on this east side. Sword looking to really step up the aggression. Onion walls beginning over on the west side. The east side obviously unprotected just because we've got a Mongol player over here. These numbers are looking scary. He's got so many lancers here. Horsemen as well. He's going to just stand toe-to-toe on the front line. Puppy Paw going to wake up right now. He's going to lose these units. There we go. Finally waking up. Speed Arrow going to be going off, and Spearman on the front line. Going to have some happy connections here, but at the same time, the Magadai going to be working their magic. Khan going the wrong way. Oh, you came to the wrong fight. Oh, damn, Khan. You went the wrong way around that intersection. So Undying also reaches the Imperial Age. So we've got 2 players now in the Imperial Age. Undying going to be going up with the Spirit Way. And where does he go from here? It looks like it's going to be a big, long land push. Palace Guard's going to be behind enemy lines, so that Onion layer not going to be coming up, but we do have Ant Cannoneers moving out here as well. Horsemen on the front line for him. A little bit of a 1v1 on either side, but remember, you've got the advantage from the water, so one side has lost all of their fishing boats, while the other side is just able to take maximum advantage of all of the fish that are out here right now. So Sword and Undying looking very solid. You can really see the difference when it comes to the economies between these two teams. But now, throwing away a whole bunch of units here. He's picking up villagers, though. Take a look at all the villagers that are on the ground here. Puppy Paw will ride on board with him and see what the villager count is at. He's at 72. And for anybody wondering, we do have the double TC over here for Wham, as well as the Palace of Swabia. So that's 2 TCs plus the Palace of Swabia. So a total of 5 effective town centers. That wall coming up once again. Villagers getting stuck behind these annoying little wall segments because they're so close to the wood lines. Uvu gets depleted. And a little bit of a pushback here on the water. And it definitely feels like at this point, Wham and Puppy Paw might be in a bit of a difficult spot despite being such good players, despite being brothers, despite being probably, I think they're living in the same house, maybe even living in the same room. Actually not, they're not in the same room. But if they were, they'd be communicating really well. But I still feel like they're probably communicating quite well here. Nice casual 262 gold coming in for Puppy Paw. Not too bad. I suspect it's the same on the other side, 253 right there. So maybe the trading post is a little bit closer. Maybe Puppy, yeah, the trading post is a little bit closer to the edge of the map. And that's the difference that you're going to see. So just that slight difference in length is going to give you the difference between 262 and 253. So 9 gold for like what, 1 tile potentially? It's kind of crazy that 1 or 2 tiles is that much gold once it starts getting to that length. But still, for the most part, Puppy Paw and Wham, they're struggling. They're really struggling at this point. But I think it feels like on the south side, Wham is stabilized. His onion layers have been broken through, though. He's got 2 layers at the moment. He's going to need to delete this wall if he wants to keep the onion going. But where do you put it to? I guess you maybe delete this. Maybe delete this segment here and then come along to this position and then maybe chuck a stone wall out to here. But even then, your enemy's just going to be able to begin shelling the water. And speaking of shelling the water, Baochuans are out, baby. Oh my god, and don't they just sound so damn awesome. The sound the Baochuan makes. Are we going to see it? Are we going to see the thunderclap bombs coming out? Oh my lord. Let's check in. Oh, we could see it right now. Where is it? Upgrades for China. Thunderclap bombs. Thunderclap bombs. Do it! The thunderclap bombs! Oh, please tell me he does it. It will complete my life right now. Can you imagine if the nest of bees comes in? Oh my lord. These battleships, man, these Baochuans, these are next level when it comes to just how much damage they're able to do. Look at that, 1 shot. But they're gonna have to fall back away from this position, realizing that's probably a little bit too much for them to take. Still no thunderclap bombs. He's looking to get +3 in here as well. More Baochuans. Managing to keep the Baochuan alive on the backside. One on the front might go down here. He's getting some decent shots off. 6 ranged armor against the 8 attack. So not a whole lot. But beautiful range here for him. Total of 9 range out here. And we see it's going to be heated chop. Archer ships, arrows, light enemy ships on fire, dealing damage over time. So we start to see the late game on water really starting to get fleshed out. Up towards the north, though. Keep going to be going up here for Wham. Trying to help his brother out, Puppy Paw. Looking for the defense. Still yet to see those thunderclap bombs. Look at the angles that right now these Baochuans are working at. They're quick. They so quickly deal with these docks. It's absolutely crazy how fast they go through them. Hand cannon numbers looking good for Wham over on this west side, though. The main issue that they've got... Oh, incendiary arrows just come through on the Mangudai. Oh, watch out. Oh, watch out. And now going to be looking to try and go into the Yuan dynasty here. So add in a few more fire lances potentially, get a little bit more movement speed. Looks like the keep will go up over on this eastern side. But where is this game going to be lost? I think that's the question, right? Like, you come into this, where is it lost? And I think it just might be the water, because now all of a sudden you're threatening the wood lines, right? Like, and where do you take wood from here? Especially with keeps coming up for Undying over on this east side. Now you're neutralizing a lot of the wood, and there's no wood back here. There's no wood on the front side. All the wood has been taken out from back here. So now the only thing that you're fighting for is wood. And you can't take wood because the Baochuans, well, they're killing you. And the keep over here from Undying spots out these villages, I think. Maybe only sees the Gur. I think it only sees the Gur at this stage, but the Mangudai, they're going to be able to spot it. And with that, it's going to be so difficult. Still no thunderclap bombs. Come on, I want to believe that the thunderclap bombs will one day come in, but I don't think they are. It's a sad state of affairs for us thunderclap believers. Hand cannon is looking pretty solid, managing to clean up all of that. Emergency repairs yet to come through. Bombard on the south side of that position. Just trying to move up towards that. He's going to look to break through the wall here. Bombard firing out on the enemy Bombard. Keep does go up. Mangudai back over on this position. Only a handful of horsemen at the moment. They've got their elite upgrades. But definitely not going to be enough. Keep in mind the Mangudai are going to have great capability to not to micro, but to kite, to shoot and scoot. Oh, it goes down. Oh, we managed to take out the Baochuan. So I think, is that the Springle? Yeah, Springle emplacement going to be able to do that. So it gets a bonus against ships. Extra 40 damage against ship. And that's where the difference is going to come in. But now Undying. We're going to capture sacred sites on that south side. And their position in this game is looking really solid here. Fire Lancers have come out. Palace Guards as well. And now he's managed to find the trade line. And with that, it's going to be a good game. We see Puppy Paw surrenders. Wham goes down as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. You lose water, you lose the game. But I think really what we can take away from this game is that Mongols on water map seem to be incredibly strong. I don't know whether it's the piracy, I don't know whether it's the trade, but obviously really good, fellas. Make sure you go check out Wham and Puppy Paw. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch them. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.